I guess the thing that I should say is I don't understand why this is such a hard concept for us to understand or to grasp, or for the pastors to grasp. I think a lot of them are on a payroll. TPUSA has a lot to do with that. We've talked about that a lot last year when it comes to Turning Point USA going into churches and what they were doing there. We understand that there's a lot of pastors on the payroll. I have something else at the end of this I'll talk about when it comes to pastor payroll as well. But I think a lot of them are just, again, they're just completely duped. They're just completely sucked into this concept. And as I said before, this is wall number one you have to break through if you want to actually see what's happening in the world. It is. This is wall one. You have to get through the left-right paradigm. You have to break through that wall if you want to see anything else happening behind the curtain. Because that is the first defense, and it is a really good one. You have to respect Satan for that one. Putting up that first wall. But we have to break through that wall. And this is a good illustration of it. This very same person who is federalizing the National Guard and sending them in the states, going against all the First Amendment that we see going on, who said this in 2024 because it was Biden. Now that she's in control under her person, she's all for doing the exact same thing that she was rallying against. It's also fascinating. I don't know if you guys saw this or not. But local police in these cities that they're deploying ICE agents and National Guard and DHS agents and whatnot, the federal agents are actually attacking police too. I don't know if you guys saw that. Federal agents were lobbing tear gas at police, local police officers that were there. We see there's reports out there. The federal agents are calling in fake 911 calls to get police to go out more, which allows the federal agents to actually get more control of certain zones within cities. There's a lot of that stuff happening too. So pretty interesting what's happening there. If you do a little history in 1930s Germany as well, that was one of the things that the Hitler's federalized Gestapo was doing, is they were actually taking down local police in regions of Germany in order to gain more foothold in those regions as well. So that's actually a tactic that goes back to 1930s Germany as well. All right, keeping this going, I want to bring this up because there's been a few reports coming out from ex-national security people who are saying that they're afraid that the mercenaries that they're hiring for ICE are actually from the Proud Boys group. Now, if you don't know who the Proud Boys are, like I said at the beginning, the Proud Boys are basically the right's version of Antifa. So you have Antifa, the anarchy extremist group on the left that causes riots and chaos and all this type of stuff. You have that over on the left. The Proud Boys are basically the same thing, but for the right. And so there's been some reports that the ICE agents that they're actually bringing in, the mercenaries that they're hiring for the ICE, are actually Proud Boy people. And so this is a report from February 7th. It said head of Trump's immigration plans met Proud Boys associate about deportations. It says the head of President Trump's immigration policy, Tom Homan, appears to have met with an associate of the Proud Boys on at least 4 separate occasions. At least one of these instances was a private meeting held in Chicago after the 2024 presidential election to talk about deportations, according to social media posts. It says Homan, who leads the Trump administration's efforts to curb immigration at the border as well as deport immigrants across the United States, met with Terry Newsom in Chicago and Washington, D.C., according to the posts on Facebook and Twitter. And you can actually see right here that That's actually a post they got together. An article on a conservative news site written by Newsom's podcast co-host also alleges that Newsom hosted a private meeting with Homan and local Chicago politicians. Interesting, it's in Chicago as well. What's one of the hotbed places right now? Chicago. To discuss deportations in Chicago. In a December 12th, 2024 post on Twitter, Newsom added, during our meetings, Tom directed the politicians to follow up with me as his POC, which means point of contact. Newsom then met with Homan on January 9th in D.C. at a party to celebrate Trump's upcoming inauguration. Homan also met a guest on Newsom's podcast in October 2024 and is a featured speaker at an anti-immigration event Newsom hosted in Chicago in June of 2024 as well. So we have that. Then we also have this. This is of June of this year. It says, Proud Boy Enrique Tarrio wants you to report undocumented people and get paid for it. Enrique Tarrio, the former Proud Boys leader from Miami, who President Donald Trump pardoned for his participation in the January 6th attack, wants citizens to take deporting undocumented immigrants into their own hands. Literally, he has an app for that. He got sentenced. This Enrique dude got sentenced to 22 years in prison for what happened during the J6 situation, and Trump pardoned him. Interesting. Tarrio has announced that he will be the czar of an independent organization that pays people cryptocurrency for reporting undocumented migrants. Enrique Tarrio, who recently was serving a 22-year sentence for seditious conspiracy charges for his involvement organizing the J6 situation, promoted a web app called iceraid.us on his Twitter account. The app crowdsources tips to help law enforcement arrest and deport immigrants. The group, while not affiliated with the U.S. government, aims to support the Trump administration's crackdown on immigration. I'm honored to serve as iceraid czar and lead a platform that empowers Americans to protect our nation values and security, Tarrio said. Yeah. So basically, we've got Homan meeting with Proud Boy people. We've got one of the leaders who is a part of the J6 thing. He is basically getting involved with that as well. And it's worth pointing out on this too. This was a report that came out in 2021. It says Pentagon has 60,000 troops in secret undercover army. It says the Pentagon has built the world's largest secret army over the last decade, amassing approximately 60,000 troops who make up the undercover force. The Newsweek exclusive report revealed on Monday. Again, this was back in 2021. According to the report, service members in the force often work under masked identities as part of a program called signature reduction. Say that again. According to the report, service members in this force often work under masked identities as part of a program called signature reduction. More than 10 times the size of the CIA's covert elements, the secret army works on both foreign and domestic assignments in both military uniforms and civilian attire, in real life and online. The troops reportedly hide in well-known private businesses and consultancies. This comes with a 2-year investigation in which the news outlet scanned more than 600 resumes and 1,000 job postings, numerous Freedom of Information Act requests, and countless interviews with both participants and defense officials. The report shares a glimpse into the entire unregulated realm of the American military, the size of which is yet unknown. Add that onto the fact that we know that Eric Prince of Blackwater fame was also one that was helping to proposing immigration efforts, deportation efforts as well. So you would have, at this moment in time, you have Proud Boys, you have the Pentagon's this thing is what's it called? Signature Reduction Army, and you have Eric Prince's Blackwater mercenary groups, all possibly connected to the mercenary hires of ICE. There's a lot happening to what is happening here in this country. There's a lot of things that are happening that are affecting what's going on in this country. I do not believe that what we are seeing with the immigration problem itself and the deployment, the fascist deployment of military and mercenary agents into this country is organic in any way. I believe that the immigration situation was entirely orchestrated to bring all these people into this country to give an excuse for the fascist deployment of what we're seeing right now. And I do not believe in any way, shape, or form that this is good. Either situation is good. I believe that this stuff is being created in order to collapse this country, to prepare this country in some way, shape, or form for something that is to come, that of which I don't know what it is, but I do not believe that this is organic in any way at all. And I believe that this is dangerous. This is absolutely dangerous, what is happening right now. And it is, I just have to say, any pastor, any prophecy teacher, any leader within in ministry or faith or anything like that that is promoting what is happening right now, shame on you. Because clearly you have not done the allocated research that you need to do in order to properly and speak informed, or you know what's going on and you have an agenda at play for whatever that may be. But if you are just blindly and with a blanket endorsement and promotion of this, and you are telling your congregations or your audience that this is A-okay, shame on you, because you are not doing the job that you should be doing. You either need to keep your mouth shut on the situation, which I have a whole lot more respect for pastors who are just not talking about this now, or I'll just leave it there. But it is absolutely unbelievable what we are seeing right now. Nothing is as it seems. There's no way that this is organic. And clearly the American Christian modern church is either ill-informed, agenda-driven, or is bought and paid for. And I don't say that as every single church in the country, because there are still some good churches out there who are doing what the Lord wants them to do. They're few and far between, but they're there. But it needs to be said. It needs to be said. Do your job. Do your job. And if you are not informed enough on a specific thing, keep your mouth shut. It's not that hard. It's not that hard. There's a lot of stuff that I get asked questions all the time. I just don't answer, because I can't. I'm either not informed or I'm unqualified for it. Why can't pastors do that? I don't know.